Mercifully, though, they stop happening after this recording, so I can say that's no longer a problem.
You got a lot of freak occurrences like that. Good shit.
I think the problem might actually be in flickering power with the splitter. So I probably need both a new splitter and a new capture card in general. I'm coming on the...
Oh yeah, splitter. That might be it. If you got everything so from my experience, if you have everything running through the exact same power splitter, you're probably gonna want to like divvy up a little bit more.
I'm probably gonna want a new splitter and a new capture card in general, anyways.
Yeah, that I learned the hard way a while ago. That yeah, if you have a giant 4K TV being plugged into a power splitter, your TV is gonna be cutting in power every once in a while.
Because I'm coming up on the limits of what mini USB, not even micro USB, but mini USB can do.
Oh geez, yeah.
So I've been split on whether I just want to go in for the cheaper investment of the HD60S Plus, which is USB-C and has a higher bandwidth and all of that, and can pass through but not actually capture 4K content. Versus the actual Elgato 4K60, which is $300-400, but that actually captures in full 4K HDR, and since I would be recording console games through the PS5, that makes a degree of sense to do, but that's a way bigger investment. But in theory, it would also be worth the long haul.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if my computer can actually edit 4K 60. Probably not yet.
Well, I wouldn't end up doing it for anything short of an actual PS5 game. And
yeah,
for your sake, there is not a lot of those currently out, if any, that I would actually want to record.
Pretty much. Not for a while, at least. Yeah.
The only one that I would entertain is Spider-Man, and I don't think you'd be interested in that.
I was a Spider-Man fan in my youth, not so much anymore. Just more casual, like, oh yeah, it's Spooder-Man, that's cool.
Oh yeah, this stage is an interesting one. You can do some things in here. We'll come back to this later.
Oh yeah, this is the racing stage. I've seen some. I vaguely remember some weird shit happening in the stage in like Utage or something.
Yeah, in each of the games after this, from this game onward, you get there's a stage where you race Masamune, and sometimes Kojiro, depending on the variant. And this one is pretty straightforward. I
remember this one being fairly easy, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, but it depends, of course, on the character.
He just straight up said to Devil May Cry 4 line, alright, I guess I got some time to kill.
Of course he does.
Of course. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Also imagine with the meter burn super you can do with the horses that you could probably win this even easier.
So the way that works is you actually want to use them as quickly as you cross that red threshold, because it lasts the same amount of time no matter how much bar you have, and if you use more bar than you need to, it just takes longer to recover.
Yeah.
So this one is fine. The one that I hate is the one that's in Basara 4. That one has a lot of twisting paths. It's a right pain in the dick.
That good, huh? Oh boy.
Yeah, and depending on how well you're doing, and depending on how far along you are, Masamune will just decide, okay, I'm just going to start flying and skip the rest of the stage. I'm literally going to cheat.
Just straight up magical rubber banding, but just flying. All right.
Literally, he puts his arms behind him like he's going a Naruto run, but he starts spinning the 3 swords in either hand. So it basically looks like he's spinning them like a propeller.
The fucking helicopter or something?
Yeah, helicoptering. With 3 swords in each hand as a propeller blade.
That's actually that's a hilarious image. I gotta see this at some point.
Well, it's very funny to see, but when you actually have to fight it, it's kind of a pain in the dick.
I imagine. The man with the exhaust pipes on his horse lost.
Oh no, it's not hard to actually beat.
Oh, hi, Kojiro.
But such an act wouldn't change.
It's not actually hard to beat him in the race. That's not the annoying part.
I made a vow. For my sins, I would protect him, and as his right eye, avenge the injustices of that day.
I love you, Kojiro, but this game does nothing with you.
Literally nothing. God damn it. I would like to learn your intricate detail or intricate gameplay in English, but that is not to be.
Well, no, it will be. It's just gonna take another year.
Soon, yeah.
Which reminds me,
Well,
we probably
moderately soon.
We probably have, but have we actually talked overtly about the patch?
We've alluded to it, I want to say, but I don't think we've actually addressed it outright.
Do we want to do that now?
Oh wait, no, I feel like we might have talked about it, but I don't think we... No, we definitely talked about it at some point prior, and like, I was speculating, would Capcom actually take this thing down? Probably not, but at least it would put the thought in their heads.
Well,
has there been updates?
In the past month, a channel that does occasional Basara content was apparently given access to a beta version of the patch, and so they've been uploading videos here and there. The name of the channel is Tetsuo9999, I think. And yeah, they've been showing videos of the patch in gameplay, and there's no dialogue translated yet, but they've got names and interface and like objectives in missions translated, so it looks to be coming along smoothly.
If you want to get a hold of the mod developers and reach out for us trying it on stream, go for it.
Yeah, that sounds... I think I would get more interaction on YouTube than in the stream.
Well, I mean, obviously the stream would definitely post on YouTube.
Right. Yeah, I think I might try that. Because I'm gonna check something real quick.
I will not be plagued with worry, for my will is strong and true.
I love how if the enemy actually stands up and guards into you doing the full charge, that you can definitely tell that you are at serious advantage with that. Because they're still blocking while you're active and walking around.
Damn it. I was gonna say...
Yeah?
I was gonna check and say, I think we might have more subscribers than this guy actually, but no, he has double our current amount. I was gonna say, that'd be a great...
If it's just single digits, I think we could still probably maybe talk to him about it. Free publicity is free publicity, after all.
Now, that guy has just short of 10,000. We have 4,500.
Is he just post straight gameplay?
He does commentary over gameplay. I guess I'll just leave you with that.
I think we might have a shot at trying to get access to it. I mean, obviously, we've already done the full Let's Play of the Yukimura game, so we can bring that up.
This is true.
As far as I know, it's probably not wouldn't hurt to just ask.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up doing that.
No revenge could rid me of this anger.
So now you're actually just straight up racing Kojiro.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you have to race him on the way back, and you get a reward if you can actually kill Kojiro before you get all the way back. You could hit
Okay.
You could hit Masamune as well earlier on the first race, but he's a lot faster and a lot more likely to dodge.
Oh yeah, and I can definitely see he's actually faster than... That's a cool statue. He seems to be actually faster than you just straight up racing.
Think you can defeat me?
Kojiro is a lot more in the direct combat, so he's not going to attack you while you're on your horse.
Yeah.
Fall off your horse!
I do actually really like his second to final level swords. They look really neat.
Yeah. If I'm
That
playing,
reminds me, I don't think I've actually seen the weapon selection that Kodro has access to in Utagi. Now I think about it, like what the actual models look like.
the way they work in, I think as of Yukimura, they've consolidated all of the weapons from 3 and 4 and just give you the option to weapon skin all of them. So since we did the gallery video for Yukimura Den, I think it's actually in there what he has.
Probably.
But if not, I can actually find that for you later. What?
Oh no, you were about to get a full charge on Kodro while he was stunned, but possibly knocked you out of it.
Yeah, that's you can especially tell that he's not built for fighting 2 bosses at once.
Oh, now you're doing it. I was gonna ask earlier. I'm gonna guess that you were just saving off using the time stop power and using the full charge at the same time until you get to some point later in the game. Yeah, it looks like it just came out.
Again, it's because he's not super strong in multi-enemy situations, so I'm using that as my desperation move.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Because most of the time I don't need it if I'm only fighting one boss or a crowd.
So actually, I was going to ask earlier, we were talking about the ability to charge moves on Ieyasu. Can you actually charge his square attacks too?
Yes, you can charge almost all of his attacks up to 2 charge counts. So like you punch something, it'll turn one charge punch into 2 or 3. The one where he punches the ground and it makes rocks fly up, it'll make 3 rocks fly up and it'll send it flying forward, etc. That sort of thing. It just makes all of his attacks bigger.
Yeah.
One-eyed dragon. I would be honored.
And of course stuff like 1000 stab.
Like you.
Yeah.
What's the actual name of the attack?
You beat me fairly. Well, until next time.
Oh, from Dante?
Yeah.
I think it's called Million Stab or something.
Oh, that got upgraded.
Yeah.
I want to say it was
I think it was always called Million Stab, but that's at least the name I think they went with in DMC3.
Don't know.
Just remember, such an indulgence is within your power.
You are such a good guy, Ieyasu. When you're not ambushing sickly people.
You have it within you. You have it within you to forgive people. Okay, but should I? Well, you got me there.
One of us will lose.
Asking the real questions now.
And I will make sure it's not me. No matter what.
Wait, you're not running a joke weapon for Ieyasu, I don't think, are you?
I was earlier, and then I swapped sets because I wanted to show off the thing that Ieyasu was famous for, and then I think I forgot to switch back. Because
I just realized that because I swore like you started off the recording with like the glowing weapons like that just don't even look like joke weapons. They just look like final level weapons, but I guess so. All right.
I started with the drill, swapped to the golden gauntlets, and cutscenes are pre-render your weapon, but not your outfit. So in that case, he was actually defaulted to his base weapon for that cutscene, his level 1.
Huh, okay.
And normally his regular gauntlets are gold, but they were turned red because of the cutscene, because of the costume.
You know, I also had a thought earlier with Mitsunari, since I noticed that the moon goes up whenever he does his Basara. I wonder if the sun just goes up in the air too whenever Ieyasu does his.
Probably, but that's one of those things where I probably wouldn't notice from the camera angle.
Yeah.
A few words before
That's something you had to go looking for.
warriors.
But that thing with the skin, though, is again one of the things that I like a lot about Yukimura Legend, is that you can have your stats set to however you want, and just use whatever weapon skin you want without having your weapon tied directly to your stats. So if you have like a level 2 or level 3 weapon instead of a level 6 weapon, you can roll in with that one instead.
Yeah. God, Ieyasu is just a cool dude. He's like, if everyone has a guilty conscience and wants to bail and go to the other side, I wish you a safe trip.
It's really funny because despite being a unifier and looked positively on by history, he's actually not well regarded by the Japanese population himself.
Really?
Yeah, because he did a couple of things, like he was, I think, had a hand in the in at least a period of isolationism. I think he tried to introduce Christianity to Japan. It was either Christianity or Catholicism. He tried to introduce a Western religion in Japan. That did not go over well.
Yeah. No, took a while for that to take a grip. I think like 1800s, something like that.
Yeah. And I think he also invented the shogun system, which is basically equivalent to a monarchy, which is to say only one ruling class has all of the power.
Yeah, the one that's literally just like and that I think that gave birth to the emperor system too, which is bad.
Yep, which also gave birth to the Shinsengumi, the only police are the military police.
Hmm.
So all of your prominent cities are militarized.
Oh, I don't know. I just can't decide.
Yep.
Hideaki indecisive.
Bastard!
I missed that.
Oh, right, so now Hideaki's probably going to be running from Mitsunari towards you as Ieyasu. That's an interesting thought.
No, I think the way it works in this stage is that he starts out close to you and then he ends up running back to him because he's afraid of the consequences.
True.
So he's running back to his abuser because he's afraid of the consequences of running away from his abuser.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yep.
That's a weird way of putting that.
Just gonna go back to the drum slapping with the hilt of the sword. No big deal. Sheath, that's what I meant. Which, admittedly, very funny.
I think it's actually better than that too, because I want to say it was also the edge of the sheath, which I'm pretty sure actually has a metal tip on the end to protect it. So he wasn't just hitting him with wood, he was actually bashing him with the metal part of it.
Yeah, granted it's on a metal drum as a stag beetle thing, but still, yeah.
It's a shell, but it's also a walk.
Fuck your bull.
I think this is... Oh yeah, from the actual limited capacity of these stages you would see during the core story, I think we only see 2 variations of Sekigahara, even though there's like 7 in the game. And I believe I'm going out of my way to avoid some of the bosses, at least as much as the game will allow. Because if memory is correct, this is the one where you fight some of the motherfucker bosses.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. If memory serves from the last time you went through this with Mitsunari, this is where you can fight Honda as Mitsunari. I think you also fought Masamune as well, and Kojiro simultaneously, so I could totally see that.
Stop shooting me! You should be shooting Mitsunari! Got it? Mitsunari is the one we're after!
If you turn
I feel bad, but he seems fun to bully.
Oh right, I actually got to the part of the stage in time so that he wasn't able to run a what the
Oh,
fuck?
you're here.
I know what you've come here to ask.
God, it has been a long time.
About me.
I know he can appear in 2 or 3 different stages. I did not remember this being one of them.
Yeah, weird. We're not doing that weird side thing that will come into play later. Huh, weird. All right.
This is doubly weird because he's not locked to Hideaki. He doesn't appear in the Ieyasu version of this stage where Hideaki runs towards Ieyasu.
God, I just saw something really funny.
Yeah?
Tenkai, the character voiced by Vic, is somehow more pro-mask than Vic is himself.
And this Tenkai is a monk, which means he's religious. Just like Vic's a preacher.
Yeah.
I've heard some more...
Did he teach a Sunday school or some shit?
I've heard... I don't know how true these are, but I've heard long before the controversy started that he in the past was both a police officer and a teacher, probably a Catholic school teacher if I had to guess.
I would guess that too.
But a teacher and a police officer. And I've heard some more recent convention stories actually from again before the shit happened. But like apparently he would actually do Sunday service panels. And anyone that came in, he wouldn't lock the door, but he would get upset if anyone tried to leave. Like, he would actually yell at them, saying that they can't leave. You can't leave my church service panel. And to be honest, that wouldn't surprise me.
Turn the other cheek? No? I guess we're just gonna get pissed off at everyone who doesn't conform? Okay, nerd.
I'm sorry, sir. I have to go to the bathroom, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea for me to urinate in this convention room. You know,
No, you are not allowed to leave. No.
You know, lay out a biohazard here.
Sir, my wife is having an emergency. I actually have to leave. No, you're not allowed to leave.
My wife's gone into labor.
Shut the fuck down, you do it in the back. No. God, I could imagine that too.
I have free reign to make these comments. I've met the guy 6 times.
6?
And every single time well before 2019. So, you know, back before the shit was in the forefront of the public eye.
Yeah.
The very first time I met him, he was giving away his CDs, which was a recording of him and Johnny Young Bosch reading the Gospel according to John, and I ended up just giving that to my mom.
And it wasn't that how you convinced her to let you go to that con too?
To keep going to them.
Yeah.
Because the first one, I was a teenager, I didn't have money, so I had to go, so I had to get money from my parents, because I was like 16.
Yeah.
So it's like I needed something to convince them to let me keep going / keep buying the tickets for me.
Fair enough. Fair play.
Yeah, I want to talk about how conventions aren't necessarily getting bad, although one of them is, but how unnecessarily expensive they're getting. Over the years, they've gone from tickets close to the day of the event costing $40 to costing $60 to costing $80. Like, what the fuck? The first time
I can't imagine how bad it must be for Phoenix Fan Fusion to be charging the day before.
They were charging $80 by 2014 or 2015. It's been 7 years since then. They're probably at in excess of $120.
I'd probably go north of that, honestly, but yeah, that sounds about right.
And I just think it's funny. The first time I went to TaioCon, their second year ever, getting a full weekend pass, literally the week of the event, only cost $30. And that's kind of huge because normally that's cheaper than the earliest, like, hey, this event is like 11 months out, buy your ticket now price.
Where the heck are you going on the map right now? Oh, you're going to the zip line. That's probably it.
The zip line and trying to collect items. Because I'm coming into 2 bosses, and I wasn't sure if I would have enough health going into both of them.
I mean, you do have at least a full charge to your slowdowns. That's good.
Oh, yeah, and I think now that I have enough health, I'm saving those for if I need to use them later. Yeah, that move.
Oh wow, it's got a bigger shockwave than I thought it would.
Yeah, you can charge that up to 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
Or no, twice.
Okay, so the hitbox seems to be the very outside ring. That's kind of neat. Huh.
It's funny that that I happen to have an occasion to explain and show that off. Oh right.
Yeah, most of the time it seems to be going into the other volcano move you got.
The horse.
Just randomly here.
Any of the non-human bosses have a weak point that you can hit for more damage. For the horse, it's the tires. For the tank, it's the rotor on the back. And for the head of Zavi, it's the muffler on the back. And that usually stuns them and does more damage when you're hitting that their weak spot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And these things also from Devil May Cry. I think I remember seeing these things in DMC4.
So, Garyon, the boss I say this reminds me of, it does shoot ballistas that are very similar to what they look like in appearance, but it's not like they stay lodged on the ground. It's just literally firing ballistas at you, like, repeatedly.
What
the only thing really different here is that it's not firing orbs that stop time.
So what those things do is when they touch down, they release a gas that if you don't destroy all of them in time, either do poison or drastically reduce your defense so you take more damage. And you have to destroy them all for the effect to stop.
Yeah, I imagine it was probably good. I figured that was probably more so for your troops to make sure they don't get fucked as well. There is another similarity between this and Garyon. Firing out fire like that. Then the DMC3 boss, the horse itself will stomp the ground and shoot out like waves of fire at you, but it's blue fire instead. So this is just very funny. A lot of this definitely has to be on purpose.
And that's from 3 or 1?
3. Oh god, I could not imagine fighting a boss like this in one
areas
where you don't really have a free working camera.
Yeah, you know, where every boss arena is the size of a storage closet.
Yeah. You say that, but then you get to Garuda. It's like, on the one hand, yeah, this arena is huge, but on the other hand, I still have a restricted camera, so... Eh?
Oop.
And suddenly a move from the one electric boss in 3. Okay.
And you may glimpse
I think that was the longest I'd ever gone against that boss, because I'd never seen that move before.
I can feel
Yeah, I never seen that. I hadn't seen you
Please
get that either yet.
join me as it rains down upon us. We shall see.
Oh, 2 in a
who is
row,
the
okay.
first to be blessed.
Yeah, that's why I said I needed to make sure that I had healing items still available, because even after him, there's also Mitsunari, of course.
Yep. Now, I don't remember him being too difficult.
He doesn't hit very hard, but his range is enormous. So you gotta be careful of the angle you approach from.
I see. Alright. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you can.
That was fucking sick. Just running right through the orbs.
Yeah, he can hit from across the screen. So he's not a boss you're likely to lose against, but you are gonna take some pot shots.
That makes sense. Unfortunately, this kind of topped off his boss rate meter as well. Holy shit.
Look at how much health that did.
Yeah. He's probably got a very low HP or defense stat, right?
Probably,
I imagine
yeah.
that's probably the case.
Yes, that. Worth a shot.
Ah, man, you really gotta start ripping some of these earlier.
Don't worry. I shall be gentle.
Yeah, that's something that I both realized and forgot earlier on, is that if you do it just enough to get within their range, it'll stun them enough to put them on the floor, and then when they're on the floor, then you have enough time to do a full charge.
Yeah, I see the value more being that you want to, if they're inside your range, you want to make sure that you hit them before they hit you when you lose your charge.
Yep. And
Almost in range.
I
It's very annoying though how like if you get the first couple of hits, a lot of time they just fall out and just lie on the ground there, and they'll get hit for the full thing.
I think that move is actually bugged because it happens every single time I use it. After 3 or 4 hits, your fists basically become intangible. So I think that move is actually broken.
No, what's happening is I'm seeing is that their opponent's getting knocked to the floor, and you're not like picking them up off the ground for at all with the fist. So what's basically going on is that your opponent gets knocked out, and they have the wake up invincibility. So damn, that seems like something that would have been fixed in Utaga 4.
Probably.
That blows.
Am I to leave him behind?
Excuse me. Yeah, that sounds about right. I really hope so. Boy, he really is a screamer.
Going backwards this time. Gain more health?
Yeah, I'm picking up the remaining healing items.
I don't think Mitsunari 1-on-1 would be that big of a deal, considering you also still have a full stock of meter as well.
Well, the thing is also it's the last part of the stage, so I may as well. It's not like there's anything gonna happen after him.
That's fair.
So I may as well make use of all of my resources. Ugh. But Mitsunari can actually be tricky. He's not. He doesn't have a whole lot of health or defense either, but you know how fast he is. And that means he can very easily manipulate himself around my very narrow tunnel of punching.
Yeah, I don't see this being too particularly bad for you, but that said though, this might be interesting depending on what happens.
Though you have assembled a mighty army, and though you have spoken your pretty speeches, even now, I still see right through you. Ieyasu, your sins have found you out!
Mitsunari.
Now,
That line always gets
bow
me.
down in reverence to Lord Hideyoshi. Beg his forgiveness for your crimes. And then
Finally, get to see a regular human reaction from Ieyasu about this.
I cannot.
I don't know why he thinks that he would do that.
it always has to be this way dealing with you, doesn't it? You ignore your own ambitions, pretending to cling to your moral.
Say I'm sorry, or I will literally cut you in half. I imagine that's probably what he's trying to convey here.
You are deluded, Mitsunari. But know this. I will unite this country, with or without you.
How much will it take before you're satisfied? How much? Even the last of my allies you wooed to your side with your forked tongue.
God, I can see the bags underneath Mitsunari's eyes. I don't think those were there before.
He gets a little more disheveled over time.
Like, you see it, like, those are more pronounced than usual.
Yes, they are.
I will never surrender, Ieyasu. Even if I find myself alone. Even
Oh, you're gonna want to turn the fight down in post because it plays Naked Arms.
Oh, ooh, yeah, I see.
Yeah, just gonna want to bring us up in the game down for the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Your suffering does not delight me.
Which, boy, is it a good thing that they at least have subtitles for the gameplay dialogue.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Oh, good. Yeah, lacking subtitles for cutscenes, but gameplay, nah, we got that shit covered. Okay, then.
And you can bring it back up once the fight actually ends, because the cutscene I don't think has music.
I will never apologize, and I will never renounce the bonds I have formed.
Yeah, see, I just think some of those attacks, even attacking the commander, just don't do anything.
Attacking the commander, there's definitely like a lack of actual true hits done with the follow-up attacks. Yeah, I could definitely tell that there's just aspects of Ieyasu's gameplay for this first outing with his new style that just does not quite mesh very well.
It just be. That's a funny thing for him to say. It just feels like his moveset is incomplete because it's wholly brand new, sort of.
Yeah, see that? Like he just dropped right through your fist, like while you're on, like when you transition from like your regular punching to like the fast ones. Yeah, like he just completely fell out. So I'm pretty sure that's just a bug on like a lack of hit stun or something.
We call that dying, bro.
Unite all! I shall build a fortress from all the hits that I've collected. I have yet to earn my debt.
Actually did it.
It's appropriate for what you'll. Yeah, you can bring the volume up now.
Yay. Now, will Ieyasu tell him to get up so I can kill him, I can kill you again?
Quite the opposite, in fact.
Finally, Hana's here.
Lord Ieyasu,
Brave warriors, grant me but one moment.
But my lord,
I'm all right.
as you wish.
I'm glad he's actually feeling sad over this maniac who was losing his mind a few minutes ago.
He was still his best friend until a couple of months ago.
Honestly, cool fooled me.
I've devoted my life to his lordship Hideyoshi. As a member of the Toyotomi, you should too.
How can you say such a thing? A man's life is his own. Why live it as his lordship's pawn?
I had thought you would appreciate the virtue of loyalty. I was wrong. There's nothing left to say.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Itsunari, you're making too much of this, my friend.
Then bow your head in apology. Your pride is unseemly.
Mitsunari, my debasing myself does you no honor.
You prefer your hollowed out words and empty ideas? Is that all you're worth, Ieyasu?
Mitsunari, watch out! Why did you save me? Do you think I can't defend myself? Be gone. May you die alone like a dog!
Hateful words. How can you speak them so easily?
Jesus, yeah, it's a little bit of a tonal shift from the other story.
Yeah. It's hard to talk over this.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, kids, moral of the story is war is hell.
There's that, but it's deeper. It's Ieyasu was able to make friends with the strangest of people and the unlikeliest of people. The only person he couldn't save was the person who was his friend to begin with. The only person he couldn't save from their own demise, and from letting their own tendencies be what brings them down at the end. And that's his own greatest failing, he thinks. So
And that was the red ending. That was the good ending.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious how the blue ending's gonna go.
I'm gonna be straight up with you, it's not quite as interesting.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't like Ieyasu much as a character, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that was one of the best endings in the game.
Yeah.
It's also one of the few times you actually get to hear Mitsunari being, I don't know if I would call it contemplative, but not... Yeah, it's hard
actually
to put
reflective and somewhat of a human being.
Yeah. See him before the meltdown.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
I actually got an audio flashback of games before this. Holy shit. What a thought.
Well, it would
Right.
have. Well, it would have been if it weren't for the fact that Mitsunari was introduced in this game.
Oh,
But, you know,
yeah.
past events in general, though, that's something I like.
Just funny thinking of spear-wielding, chubby face Ieyasu, still voiced by Liam.
Yeah, it does get you.
Does not quite compute. Anyway, let's see how the blue route is going to unfold. If that was a red route, oh man, this would be... I'm curious.
See ya.